Yeah,
I
because
didn't know it
they
was
just
that
got
big.
done with a conference in Paris, France. But yeah, it looks like we're live now.
Awesome.
So everyone, good evening. I am Pete with the Agency Tribe Nevada Living Las Vegas show. We do it every Tuesday. We talk about housing and affordability in Las Vegas. We also feature businesses. And here I got my guest here, another than distinctive flooring handyman Zion. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. What a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. And also we also got Richard here.
Yeah,
One of
thank you
our
for having me.
lending partners. Yeah, thank you. So, Richard, you actually called me just recently, and I picked up the phone, and you're like, "Yeah, we got a new product," and I'm like, "You know what? Why don't you feature it on our show tonight?" And you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure."
that's
But
cool.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can
that
go
was pretty
right
cool.
ahead
Right
with it.
timing. What was
Just
that?
introduce yourself, maybe a little background, and then yeah,
Yeah,
the new product you're
yeah.
rolling
So
out.
I've been in here in town for about 6 years. Been in lending the whole time I've been here. Um, Prior to that, I have my history in finance. I was in a trajectory to be a financial advisor at Wells Fargo. And then COVID hit, and all banks started like shrinking. So I made the move from Florida all the way here to Vegas. Um, and started as a loan officer assistant, learning all the ins and outs about the business that way, and then kicked off on my own. And yeah, it's been the best journey of my life, and I love what I do, and just really just really be honest and show people really their options and not hide anything in the back. And I feel like when you do that, it's just so easy for people to trust you and send you more business. Whether it's family members or whoever. So it's amazing, especially here in town. It's a different culture than, let's say, in Miami. It's a little different. Here, people are, everybody knows each other. It's a small town kind of feeling. So it's been great.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you came from Miami, huh? Before?
Yeah, I was there for 11
Yeah, that's
years.
a different change of price.
Yeah,
What were you
it's a
doing?
different lifestyle for
Lending also?
sure. What was
You were
that?
doing the lending also over there?
No, no, I was just a banker. I was kind of what's called a relationship manager, but it's just basically is a banker position. It's just higher up banker. So I'm the guy that if you go to the branch and you have $1 million in the bank, or you have a business, or you're looking to apply for a loan, then they will seat you with me. I'll try to find opportunities to then put you with the right person, whether that is a business specialist or introduce you to a mortgage specialist, which he would never call the clients because it was Fargo. But yeah, my goal was to just put the person with a financial advisor, business specialist, mortgage advisor. It's like a relationship manager kind of job.
Oh wow, okay. It's
It was
pretty cool.
mostly referrals, and again, like a lot of opening accounts, business accounts, credit cards. So it helped me in this industry be more adaptive to. I will see like 20 clients on a single day. Like, could be bank statements that they needed, or just to, hey, I lost my debit card. You know, any of those things, all the way from that to what do I do with this $500,000.
So you said referrals. Zion, I was gonna ask you because you probably work on referrals too with your like some of your prospecting and all that. What was the last client you got? Were they from a realtor or word of
It was
mouth or
act
so?
it was actually from a general contractor in town. They do a lot of insurance claims, and sometimes the insurance claims, the homeowners don't want to pay the deductible, so they
Yeah.
call me in, and hopefully they get the same price for their deductible and get the job done without having their premiums go up.
Yeah, that premium can go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. We
I've
try our
learned.
best to go a bat with the insurance companies, and give them the best deal they can, so they don't have to worry about a claim.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, you don't want to do a claim. It's no bueno.
No, I did it back in Kentucky with some plumbing issue when my mom had a home back there, and all of a sudden the premiums just skyrocketed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
It can
fun.
get,
It's not
it can
fun.
get major.
one thing that happened to me
But you know
is,
what?
yeah,
What happened?
I was gonna say with the insurance issues, one thing that happened to me is that I did a claim on my prior home. The claim for the roof was denied, and they put the house under a high risk. So I had to get a really expensive insurance because no other insurance would take me. Thank God that insurance actually, I filed a second claim and they approved the claim, fixed my roof. But yeah, the first company that I had, they completely denied the claim and put me under high risk, so I couldn't get insurance. So
Another thing about home insurance
Okay.
is most homeowners they have a leak, for example. They get a quote from somebody, and then they also get a quote from the insurance adjuster. Well, that insurance adjuster, we go at bat with them. They say they have a quote for, say, $50,000. Well, we come back with a quote and itemized list. We've had jobs go from $50,000 to $150,000 and got the whole house redone due to water damage. A lot of homeowners don't have the knowledge of, if you have one thing, like say you have tile and it gets damaged and water goes underneath it. And if you can't find that tile anywhere, is discontinued, then you get a whole new floor.
That can cost. Yeah, that can cost a lot.
Well, it's technically covered by your insurance.
Yeah. So they
But
cover
yeah,
the whole floor and then the premium goes up after.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's a must. It depends on how big it is. If it's a small little leak and it's just a drywall repair, they don't want to do the claim. But if it's a whole house flood and you're on vacation, they're forced to do a whole remodel or fix whatever was damaged.
Wow. So the best way to prevent it is to try to avoid the homeowner insurance.
Another prevention for water, while we're on the topic, is they make these automated water shutoffs so you can hook up to your shutoff valve. So if it senses water, you can just, on your app, it'll ding you and it shuts off your water. Then you don't got to worry about it.
Oh, smart technology. Huh?
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's
Okay.
good.
Okay. No, but I was kind of curious, Richard, though, on that phone call, you talked about a new plan you all are showcasing.
A new program that we have, yeah.
That's correct. Yeah. Can you give us a background on it, or
Yeah, so
being rolled out?
it's going to be a construction loan that we're going to be able to do. We could do it with an FHA loan, and FHA, the minimum down payment required is 3.5% down payment. So you could do an FHA loan on the construction loan, or you could do a conventional loan with minimum of 3% if you're a first-time home buyer, or 5% if it's your second home or third or fourth that you're buying to live on it. So because as long as you live on the property, you can always buy the next home and the next home and the next home with just 5% down. Okay, so that's just that's I always love to add that, because people think it's 20%. It's really not. So essentially, the most important thing that we look for is that the person has to own the land, or at least have the majority of the equity if it's financed. Okay, so that's what we look for. You own the land, or you have the majority of the property of the land financed, then you can go ahead and build your home up from the ground. So you will be finding who you want to be your contractor. It could be a big ticket name, or it could be a smaller company in town. Obviously, we'll do very, very strong due diligence to make sure it's a company. We look at financials for this construction company. We look at financials. We look at their taxes. We look at their cash flow, how many business they have done in the year. If it's a site build, like site build full home, like a single family, we look for normally 3 builds at least in the year. So it doesn't have to be your big brand name builder. you can go to smaller builders as well. And the cool part about it is once you're done and the house is completed, most times that house is going to be worth more than what your loan is on that property. So
it's usually a built-in equity, especially if it's a community that just broke ground, like in the first, second phase or halfway. Yeah. Because I got it. I'm in a Beezer home right now, actually.
Yeah. Now another cool thing.
I was in the beginning phase of this one, and so yeah, I probably could have used a construction loan, but yeah.
Yeah. Though the thing about this one too is that it's only a one-time close, and Pete, that's important because when you do a construction loan, normally it's going to be a 2 times close because you go into contract and then you have to provide all your document and you have to close on the loans to break ground and start building. Okay, so that's your first loan. That's done, and then the second one, let's say that's going to be done in a year and a half. Well, after a year and a half, you have to qualify again. So you have to provide W-2s, income, all that good stuff that you need to get qualified again. With us, it will be a one-time close. So meaning you close the loan the first time, the first go around, and then you're done. So you could go buy the Mercedes or anything crazy you want to do, and we won't look at that application once again. It's done. It's closed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's pretty a lot of sense. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, this specific program, they don't want anything crazy on the home. So no pools, no a casita on the back, or no sauna room or anything crazy. So they just want something that is, it's what we're normally going to see around. If we were to say, okay, how are the different homes in this neighborhood? They have to be comparable. So you cannot just go and build like a castle in Borla City.
Now, you bring up Casita because I know that I thought they made a rule to allow more casitas in backyards. People are definitely wanting those now.
Yeah, you could definitely do that, but it won't be with the construction loan itself. So you get let's say you do that, and then afterwards, you could definitely hire a contractor and have them build one in the back, but it won't be with this program.
Not the loan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then are there other exclusions or other provisions with that?
They don't want anything that's been started. So if you have, something that got started and they put in just the walls, and then they left the project midway, something like that, they won't start on that project. They won't take it.
Okay.
They want something that is like it's free and clear. There's nothing in there. They will start building from the ground up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And are there some builders that have already started jumping on with this, or buyers you got, or?
No, it just came out last week. I think it's going to be most useful in the area of Pahrump. That's where I've seen a lot of clients do own some land, at least clients that I know. But yeah, no, yet, not at the moment. And again, you do have to own the land as well. So.
Okay, that's great to know. That's great information there. I actually just saw Yvonne.
With only 3.5% down payment, so you can literally move forward with that little money down.
Okay. Let's see. Well, how long have you been business and loan origination?
Since 2021. I've been in 2021 and started, and kind of started my career doing down payment assistance loans. The famous the one offered by the state of Nevada, the Home is Possible. That's how I kind of kicked off my career, because I kind of noticed a lot of lenders didn't want to do it for XYZ reasons, and I'm like, okay, well then I don't have any business, so heck yeah, I do down payment assistance. So I started doing that, and then it just helped me build a lot of my realtor database, and from there, obviously, we'll get some people that wouldn't like the program because XYZ interest rates, the fact that you have to pay it back or whatever it is, and so But yeah, since 2021, I just kicked off with the down payment assistance. It's kind of like one of my niches at the moment. Hey, hey.
Hello there.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
Yvonne.
Let's sit down.
Guys, how are you?
You made
Doing
it.
good. Doing good. How are you?
Yes, here for
I
you, Yvonne.
literally just flew in from Boston.
Oh,
I heard about all those flights you had.
Oh my God, it had like 3 delays, 1 cancellation. Crazy.
is it not fun?
Not fun.
No, because you know what? I've been up since Eastern time, hold on, 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
I know. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I had 2 appointments today, listings. One I have to move over for tomorrow. And then one I just stopped by a gorgeous tri-point home. Yeah. But anyway,
Killing the game.
what did I miss?
Richard's a part of a nice lending company where they offer some nice services.
Yeah. So I was just bringing in the construction program that we just launched last week, pretty much.
Construction program. Tell me more.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, you could pretty much build either a manufactured home or an actual house with just a 3.5% down with an FHA, or do a conventional loan with as little as 3 or 5% down, depending if you're a first-time home buyer or not.
Hold on. So when you say construction loan, are you like, for example, let's talk about Zion. Zion's going to buy a property. So let's say Zion's going to be the buyer. Zion, what are you trying to buy? Are you buying land, or are you buying like a house when we say construction loan? How does that work?
Is that a question for me or Zion?
For you. Let's
Okay,
say
yeah.
buying.
So he needs to own the land or have the majority of equity on the land and to do this program. That's kind of
Okay,
like
so Zion, you already own the land. We're good.
Correct.
And then you're gonna build on it, right?
correct.
Okay. So he's going FHA on the land?
Yeah, essentially. Not on the land. The land he already owns, on the construction loan, right?
Okay. So let's say, normally so you're saying you only put 3.5% down and you can start construction?
There's a little more things to it, but essentially, yes, you're only bringing 3.5% down as your down payment. Yeah.
Down payment until you get the certificate of occupancy?
No, that's it. It's just an FHA loan with a 3.5% down, and it's a one-time close. So meaning that once you start the process and the loan gets closed on the construction stage, you don't have to. Once the construction is finalized, you don't have to qualify again. Let's say in a year and a half, you're already done. It's a one-time close, which for me is like the biggest part, because I've done a couple of constructions and you have to pretty much get client qualified within 28 days. And then you have to qualify pretty much again before they get the home in like 6 months.
Because they're converting it, is what you're saying.
Right. I mean, and
from a construction loan to a residential loan.
Correct. That exactly. In this program, it's not like that. It's a one-time close. It just gets done as a construction loan. They'll finalize it on their end, but the client doesn't have to resubmit documentation. Spot on. Yes.
Okay. Zion, you ready to
get a
construction loan?
Yeah, I mean, not me, but I have a couple questions though. As in, like, what locations are striving right now for your work, like for that part of a loan? Is it like you mentioned Pahrump earlier?
It's most common because a lot of people, at least that I know, they own land in Pahrump, right? Here in Vegas, a little tighter, right? But essentially, I mean, if you own a piece of land here, then you want to build on this.
I see.
Okay, Zion, you want to do rock paper scissors? I have a question for him. Let's see who. You have another question?
No, you go first.
I go first?
Okay. Yeah, you go first.
Okay, Richard, you know that the ADUs have been approved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a loan that we can get an ADU? Can we get a loan for an ADU?
We could get a HELOC, and we can get use the HELOC for the ADU. Correct. Yeah. And we have a HELOC that I love. I love this product because it's essentially your client can have the funds in literally 7 business days. So they submit an application. I get to know if they're qualified or not without running credit. Okay, so just without running credit, I get to see if they're qualified or not. And then if they do qualify, I send them over what the numbers look like. If they like the numbers, then they move forward, and then the credit gets pulled. And then everything is pretty much, done online. And I've seen clients get the funds in 7 days. So it's pretty cool.
What are the interest rates looking like? Is
Interest rate on that is going to be 10, 11%. Yeah. And they can take, 50, 60,000 on it if they need. And if they don't use the full funds, they can always put it back, and they're just going to pay interest out of the funds that they have, used.
And then can they pull it back out when they need it?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they have a drop period that they can pull money out of it, pull back in, and then after that drop period is done, I want to say 10 years, but I have to double check numbers. But 10 years is usually the drop period, and then you have the remaining 10 to pay back. It's a 20-year.
Okay. Cool. Good information, because right now everybody and their grandma is going to think about, oh, let's get an ADU because, they can rent it out, right? They can, have grandma move in, right? All kinds.
I do loans also in Florida, and in Miami, you see a lot of the new builds. They're already bringing in the casita on the back, and it's so expensive down in Miami, where you could find a casita in the back, or even sometimes that garage that's what was converted, and they look beautiful. I'm telling you, it's almost like 800 square feet of modern, looking everything, like touch screens, everything, and they rent those for $2,000, $1,800, and we're talking about a studio, and it's pretty wild to me that people pay that for a studio, but can be
totally.
the
Yeah, no, it's true. And the rest is going, oh, snap.
It's all right.
Yeah. All right. No, it's good to know. How is the big question? Where's the crystal ball? What is going on with the rates? Like, we've been waiting for rates to drop for at least 3 years, Richard, right?
Yeah, maybe
At
more.
least. Yeah, maybe more. So what do you think is going on?
Yeah, I'd love to. I don't know if I am able to share my screen here, but
Yes, you can just go plus sign at the bottom of your screen, and you can hit the plus sign. Yeah.
Okay, or share here my screen.
Okay.
Okay, you see this is what I'm seeing right now?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Perfect. So this is what tells me what rates are doing on a daily basis. We look at the 10-year Treasury, the U.S. Treasury, and essentially, if you add 2% to this number, it's going to give you a close estimate what rates are at, depending on on the bank. But you can see rates at 7%, 4.6.6, 6.7. So you can see them 7%. You can see them 6.8, 7.1, 7.2, obviously depending on FICO, right? But if you ever want to know what rates are at, you can just Google U.S. Treasury, the 10-year, and add 2% to the number, and that will give you a rough estimate where rates are at.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the following one is the mortgage-backed securities, the 30 years, and this has been happening. They've been dropping, meaning rates going up. Every time they go up, we get these alerts. At least this is something that I use in my system, and I use daily this on a daily basis. And so if I have a client in contract, it will tell me when I need to lock the rate. So here we didn't lock the rate because the rate was improving, but as soon as it went sideways, we started getting the lock alerts, and then now it's what's happening. It's getting back up. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what comes down to news. It's just stop sharing, but it just comes down to what's happening in the Middle East. So just like over the weekend, this ceasefire supposedly, and they're on the talks again, and communications back up. So there you see it. Rates are coming down, and the barrel right now it's at $88 a barrel, I believe, $81 a barrel. So last week was around $88, $89. So it's coming down with some chips passing by. So as long as that continues, we'll see rates to come down. Just before that all kicked off, we saw rates at a 5.8. So if we see that change, it's gonna dramatically change, the rates and the whole situation. Now, I say this to a lot of my clients, and I do it when I have sometimes a little bit more of their trust, but I feel like I'm doing a misservice if I don't say it. There's a lot of people that if they don't buy now with the rates how they are, they're not going to be able to buy when the rates come down.
They're going to be priced out, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're going to be priced out. And it's a hard conversation to have, but I explained that to certain people that they need to buy now because they need down payment assistance. And I do a lot of my clients use down payment assistance. I want to say 70% of them. It's a great program. Why not use it? But for some people, it makes sense. For others, don't. But if you need down payment assistance and you want to get $15,000, $10,000, $8,000 from the seller, no questions asked, this is the time to do it. I just had a closing today. You can go on my Instagram. It's on my story, art.avila LV. You can check my story there. And I have a client right now that got it's going to be $5,000 because it's $200 of the survey. Notary fee that will be refunded because he went to sign that title. So he's getting $5,000 back, which is his whole deposit.
How cool is that?
Huh?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like he got the house with literally no money, like maybe the appraisal, $590. So once that switch happens and rates start coming down, then maybe Yvonne, you're gonna buy your next home, because why not? Rates are coming down. Like we have some money saved in the bank. Let's do it,
Right.
And if I have enough money, I want to buy the next one because rates just went to 5%. Then I'll rent my home and buy the next one. And I don't need the seller credits, So if you need the seller credits and I don't, then I'm going to beat your offer. And that's what happened to me in 2021 when I bought my first home. I wasn't in the position that I'm thanks to God in today. And it was a struggle. We were beaten out like 4 times,
Yeah. And that's frustrating.
It is. And we wanted a house with a pool and, so it was frustrating. So eventually we had to go over asking price just for them to give us the listing.
Yeah. Richard, right now, this is what we're doing, the listing agents, because I have quite a few listings, right? This is what we're doing. Because the thing is, we're like, oh my God, just buy the house already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of people are like scared. They're really scared. They buy the house halfway. They're like, oh my God, I changed my mind. They cancel. That's what we're seeing in the market. Like people are like, oh my gosh, I want you to give me the new roof and I want a new flooring and can you also give me a new kitchen at the same time?
You
It's
know what
crazy.
happened is they haven't seen the real estate report card that I have. That's what happens. That's why they cancel.
But that is a very good point that you just pointed out, and that is the people who are not buying right now and they're on the fence and they're not ready to buy because they are not educated.
Yeah.
They really are not.
And here's what works for me,
Yeah.
and I bought I buy my second home where I'm sitting right now in November, and I have a 6 point. Hey, did I lose you guys? Or are we back?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
You have a 6 point what?
Oh, I was gonna say I bought in November with a 6.3% rate because I had my son. He's gonna be 2 in a couple months.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a most. Like, we needed to rent our current home that we have, and we still have it. We rented it out, and we needed some place that was a little bigger, maybe a better area, and didn't matter what the rate was at. And so this that I'm also going to show, I think is super crucial. And like I said, like I do what I preach. So this that I'm going to show is something that I was like, yeah, I mean, I got to do what I preach, right? So if you have any zip code in mind that I can plug in here, just tell me a random zip code.
Let's do 89107. That's, Zion, knows that zip code, so do I.
Okay. All right. And then you guys see my screen too?
Nope. Okay, now we see it. Yeah.
Okay, you see the
Oh,
real
there's
estate
a
report.
real estate report card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple tweaks that I'm going to do in here. The first one is the price is saying $369. Let's just round it up. Let's make it $380. Okay. And then the second part is appreciation. And I have 5 different options to pick from. I'm going to pick 63 years. And the reason why I picked the 63 years is because it's giving me the worst case scenario for appreciation, which is 4.3. So meaning in the last 63 years, home prices have gone up around 4.3% in average, meaning some years went up 20%, some years went down 10, another went up 5. So it's taking an average, right, and giving us a 4.3. So that says that if you buy a house today for $380, that property is going to be worth $469 in 5 years, giving you an equity of $89,000.
But if you rent, you'll never have that equity.
You never get it. And I'll say, like, because I heard some people saying, well, like, what if I don't get the $89,000? I'm like, what if you don't? What if it's $60,000? Heck, what if it's $50,000 in 5 years? Like, why are we complaining? You pay that, and like, you pay that in rent and you don't get anything back after 5 years. So if that number becomes 50,000, it's huge. It's huge. And
I agree. I have a buyer who actually called me today, found me on the internet, and basically said that he's tired of paying rent.
Yeah.
And he told me, oh, this is my criteria. I said, what's your time frame? But this is exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Richard, go ahead.
And this is what's backing it up. It's not just that graph says it's going to go up and that's it. If you look at this, we have here in Clark County about 2.3 million people in Clark County that are counted here. Builders are only making 12,000 homes per year, and then on the 89107, there are only 116 listings available at the moment, meaning condos, townhouses, houses, everything included. In the total Clark County, we have under 12,000 total listings. And so you look how many renters and owners there are there, and we see that already 54% are already owners here in Clark County. What's remaining are renters, but unfortunately, not everybody that rents can buy. So about 12% of all the renters can actually buy if they wanted to right now. And that's about 269,000 people. So my question, and to end it with that, is what do you think is going to happen when these 269,000 people, the light switches and like, oh my God, rates are coming down. Let's try to see if we qualify. Where are we going to be putting them? There's no homes to put everybody that wants to get qualified. So, I mean, if you're waiting for rates to come down, I think maybe you should reconsider.
Good point. So, in the entire history, right, since the Great Depression, there was only 1 year that property values actually went down. Guess what the year is?
2008.
Oh my God, good job.
Oh.
That's exactly correct. That is the only year that the property values went down in the entire history since the Great Depression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is so true.
I was 6.
Hmm?
I was 6 years old.
Wow.
But yeah, what you're saying is odds are in our favor. So it's about taking action. Get to sit down with you, have that first consultation, see where they're standing. Because if you don't know where you're standing, then how do you know where you need to go? Like first you need to know, okay, well I'm here and I need to get over there. But if you don't know where you're at, then like you're never gonna get anywhere. So
Richard, what you're saying is when you put in the GPS, like where you're gonna go, the GPS needs to know where you're at first.
yeah.
Because if they don't know where you're at, then how are you gonna find from where you're at to where you're gonna go?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Spot on.
Yeah. Richard, I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. What is going on with the condos? What is this big, beautiful bill that everybody is freaking out about the condos?
Oh, yeah, I wondered about that.
So for me, everybody's like, oh my God, the condo fee is gonna go up. It's gonna be like, right now people pay $150 to do a condo certification, right? Is there gonna be an increase?
I have not heard anything about that. No, not at all.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they're basically saying that FHA is not.
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
So
Go
they're
ahead.
not going to do condos anymore.
No, they still do. I mean, they're not common. So we could do an FHA condo approval, but it's what's called a pod approval. So the whole community is not approved. We approve that single unit our client is buying.
So we did that, Richard. We literally, I have a listing. I told you I have a lot of listings.
Mm-hmm.
One of my listings was a condo, and they did exactly that. And the HOA basically told me, Yvonne, you know what? No, the lender called and basically said, hey, the insurance that's required for FHA is not sufficient. They have a coverage of 1.2 million. But based on the calculation, which I have no clue what the calculation is, they need 1.3 million, XXX. And can you get the HOA to increase the coverage? Do you know how hard it is to get the HOA to increase coverage? It is almost impossible. Huh?
Do you get it done? Were you able to get it done or no?
No, because here's the thing. So for a condo, right, you got to make sure, that you are talking to the HOA. The HOA talks to the board. The board has to meet, right? The board has to meet all the board members to get an approval.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I did one in Miami where we did the insurance, but again, it's Miami. It's a little different over there, and it was like a smaller community. And like I would talk to this lady. It was like 1 a.m. and she would be sending me emails. So, but she was able to like call, and we called the insurance, and they increased it. I don't know how they did it, but I get what you're saying. That will be the normal route here. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened
But the
after that is,
FHA is a little bit more picky.
yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, the lender switched the loan over to a conventional loan.
He was able
And
to switch it over.
I don't know, because at the end they canceled.
Yeah, maybe she couldn't the person couldn't qualify with conventional.
But you know what,
Yeah,
Richard, to go through all that pain, right? The buyer actually paid for the condo certification, paid for most
appraisal,
likely an appraisal, right?
inspection.
Inspection, at least 3 things, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, I mean, in
Mhm.
my head, just making a number up, it's closer to 1,200.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So anyway, I was just like, "Oh my gosh."
But yeah, no,
But
I haven't heard anything. I mean, and if it changes just like that, I mean, what I do is I talk to the listing agent and say, hey, this is an FHA loan. Do you think this is going to go through? And we just recently had one with the lady who was like, yeah, we just had one that closed like 2 months ago. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then we moved forward. What I've noticed is when it's somebody who's like giving you issues and pushback, and the listing agent is like, "Oh, I'm not going to give you anything," or I don't know. I mean, sometimes they really don't know, but what I've seen is those condos are not approved, conventional or FHA, meaning like they're not a warrantable condo, so you cannot get a loan on it, and
Mhm.
so the listing agents that give you that kind of pushback and like they're all like negative and no, those is because they have a condo that's not bueno.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like curious, because I've heard that there is something going on starting August 1st, that they're going to change the rules for condos. So, yeah, so basically, but there is a difference, right, Richard, between a condo loan versus a townhouse, correct?
Correct. Yeah, townhouses you could do an FHA. It doesn't have to go through condo approval, anything like that. No. Yeah, and townhouses are amazing. I love townhouses. You can
Yeah,
get a
I
townhouse
agree.
that's beautiful townhouses, spacious and they're not going to cost you a lot of money.
But you don't need a condo certification.
No, you don't
Okay.
need to go through that headache, additional headaches.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got Trevin on the line, and he's the owner of the podcast studio, guys. We're just doing a StreamYard here, but his studio is absolutely gorgeous. So if anybody wants to go out there and make a professional video, just show up. It's on Green Valley, right next to the Green Valley Library. And he actually films like professionally. So if you ever need something like, like a lot of medical, what do you call those people who sell pills? Colin, pharmaceutical.
Hey, Zion, I need to get you in this room where you did that fan.
What's going
You need to
on?
install more podcast stuff in this room.
Oh yeah, I got you covered. We did.
He's
I
gonna
think we
make
did.
his podcast room over here, I guess.
Oh, okay. I think we did like
Yeah.
5 or 6 different ceiling fans. He has some pretty cool ones. I don't know if you've ever been in
That's a
there yet.
fan.
That's a fan?
Yeah, it's a Tiffany fan.
Things
Where's the
are
fan?
awesome.
It just comes out of it when you got it like activated.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. But you guys, if you have no more questions, then I'm going to basically make sure that we introduce our guests before they leave. our first guest is Zion, and Zion is known for showing up, and he does really good flooring. That's why his company is called Distinctive Flooring. And but he does do other things as well, including installing blinds.
Now those.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yes, yeah. But we have worked with Zion. Many times he's shown up for iHeart EXP Day. That's when we give one day to our local community, and Zion shows up and volunteers. So
Yep.
appreciate Zion.
Absolutely. I'm excited for the third year. It's our third year in a row. I should bring a couple more guys with me this time, and it should be a blast.
Yeah. And I would like to introduce Richard Avila. And Richard is originally from Cuba. He doesn't sound like it, but he is. He knows really good food, but I don't know why he's been losing so much weight.
Right, it's so hard.
It's hard. Yeah. Well, Richard is living the American dream, right, Richard?
Trying.
Yes, yes. But
Yeah.
definitely love the information about the townhouses versus the condos. Completely, uh, honestly, when you're a lender and then you see it's a condo, you're like, it's true, isn't it?
I have a great condo team, so I haven't had a lot of issues with condos, but so I mean it is just a hit or miss, I guess, but but other than that, it's just as any other.
But Zion, we have a question from Trevin. He says, "Oh, on flooring, we might need help. Our guy didn't level our floors, so we have some issues. Floor leveling is a pain in the butt, isn't it?"
Yeah, it's I have a saying: if you're not gonna do it right, don't do it at all. And that's a perfect example. Why? Because if your floor is not level, a couple of things will happen. You'll buckle, and your flooring will start popping up, and you start cutting your feet. Number two, all your everything else in the room will start buckling as well, not just that area. It's a very
So
bad.
what's the best fix, Zion?
You're not gonna like it, but you have to redo your floor. At least tear out what is not level, level it right. Add some, depending on. I'm assuming it's the first level, so add some waterproof membrane, some moisture barrier, and then install again.
So does that mean taking out the tile and the concrete, or what?
When he says it's not level, I mean, there's a couple questions I have. Is like, what kind of flooring has been installed?
Let's say it's tile.
If it's tile, you're gonna have to tear out the tile in the thin set, add some self leveling, some waterproofing, and then re-adhere some tile back to it. If
But does
it's
that mean that you're making, like, if this is the flooring, are you adding more stuff and then making it like higher?
no, we'll match the existing height
Okay,
uh, of what's there.
okay.
We have laser levels, so we check the level of the floor, go off the highest point, and we'll go from there.
Is it like a liquid that you pour that makes it like,
It's a watery concrete. It's called self leveling. Basically, you pour it out and you screed it with. It looks like a paint roller, but it has
mhm.
spikes on it, and you just screed it back and forth, and that will level it automatically.
And what do you guys charge? Is it price per square foot? And does it work for LVP?
Yes, it's a price per square foot. Typically, it's about $1 a square foot for self leveling, depending on how thick we have to go. We start at a quarter inch for $1, and it goes up from there.
Okay, he's Trevin saying he'll need a quote at some point to redo it. Trevin, is it for your house or is it for your office?
To LVP. So at LVP, it sounds like they didn't level the first floor at all. They just laid it right over the foundation. So yeah, typically in those situations, it's just poor work and poor quality. And that's when we step in. We do a lot of repairs, demo, removal, all the way, junk removal. Jay pops in with his dumpster. We fill up his dumpster and he takes our money and runs.
Yeah, definitely. Jay is telling me, Yvonne, when are you coming back from Boston? I want some noodles.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, we just finished a condo that he had referred to us over on the east side. Pretty nice. A lot of furniture to move, but then, for example, we had to do a lot of self-leveling there too.
Do you buy that thing like in tons or what? Or
You
do
buy
you
it
buy it in like a gallon?
per bag. They come in 50-pound bags. So you have to
Oh, so
mix it
you're
up. Yeah, it comes in a dry powder and you add water according to the bag and the make of the manufacturer. And then you mix it up, pour it out, screed it, and let it dry. Usually it dries within 30 minutes to about 2 hours.
Hey Zion, since you're on our show, would you give our audience like a like an assurance that A, you'll do good work, and then B, your pricing will be reasonable?
Absolutely. Anybody that's referred by EXP gets the EXP discount. You're not just regular people, you're family in this part of town. You know what I mean? So EXP has showed us so much love. Anybody referred to us by you guys gets a special discount. Military gets a discount. And along those lines, it's a 1-year warranty for installation. Manufacturer is a lifetime warranty. So any product you buy from us is lifetime warranty. And we put a lot of work behind our quality. That's number one for us.
Good stuff. We're gonna share your phone number, Zion. What's your phone number?
Our business number is 702-637-9784.
You want to repeat it one more time?
702-637-9784.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
Richard, would you like to also share your number as well? So that if our audience has any questions, about townhomes, I mean, hopefully not townhomes, condos,
Condos.
but
I mean,
you never know.
we touched on a couple points. We did the construction. We talk about the building your own home. We touched about the down payment assistance. That's when you were walking in. So we also do a lot of down payment assistance where you don't have to bring any money down to the closing. And the last one, what's the difference between condo and townhouse? But yeah, we could do both. Trust me, you'd rather go with the townhouse. And then my
Yes,
number,
definitely.
if you want to
And your
drop it,
phone number?
I think it would be good if we just drop it on the chat. I also sign, so maybe people, if it's there live, they can always look at it. But my number is also 702-635-2889. I'll probably put it here.
One more time.
702-635-2889. Now just
Thank
put
you
it
guys.
put it on the chat.
Appreciate it.
I mean,
Appreciate you guys showing up for our show, and we look forward to serving all the needs going forward. And Trevin, I'm gonna send you Zion's contact.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Pete.
Yeah, thank you.
He is basically taking over. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.